You're on, baby, you're on.
I know I am. Hello. Sharon's just coming around the side of the table here now.
Saturday video, are we 28 or 29? I think it might be 29 even.
As the kids would say, whatever.
Whatever.
Mum.
Okay, so we've got lots of questions today. We're not going to admit that it's Sunday. We had a lot on yesterday, so we couldn't do it, could we, yesterday? But some of you in America may get it on a Saturday or it may be Sunday. Okay. Alex, Maxie's girlfriend in London. She thinks of a question a week.
Feels like Skype, really, doesn't it?
Watch
Alex?
Paul's face when I read this one, because Paul doesn't know any of these questions
I haven't got
yet.
my glasses on, so I'm not
ready?
reading it. Yeah, here we go.
If you had to get a pet by the end of the week, what sort of pet would you get and what would you call it?
If I was going to get a pet, I'd get a pet budgie.
Does that mean we can get a budgie?
No, put him in a cage outside.
You can tell Paul's a pet lover, can't
No,
you?
I'm not a pet lover.
I am a pet lover. I would get a dog in a minute.
You don't need a dog, you've got me, and I don't need a pet, I've got you. We can pat each other.
He's not even kidding, everyone. That's how he is, because Paul didn't grow up with a dog, so he's never known the love of a dog.
I did.
Yeah, for a minute. But anyway, I had a beautiful dog, a silky head terrier, Australian terrier.
Do you know what the problem is? You know what, if a dog walked in, someone brought a dog in, and a dog walked in here and did a great big crap on the floor, you go, oh, what a mistake, and you'd clean it up, right? And you'd say, oh, that's a... Imagine if I walked in and a big crap on the floor. You'd go, oh, gross. You've lost it. This is what happens. You see...
You can tell he's not a pet person.
Aren't you lucky?
No, I love doggies. I would get a doggy. I don't mind cats, but I love dogs. I love dogs. Max and I love dogs. I'm looking forward to when Max has his own house and we're going to have a dog together
I'm thinking
at his
about
house.
that. We could get a horse, but keep it down at the track.
You don't even like that. Okay.
We could sponsor an elephant in the zoo. And
then
leave it there.
what would you call this budgie?
Alex.
There you are, Alex. Maxie's with your family right now.
Yes, you're immortalising yourself.
Yes. Okay, Kirsten. Hello, Megan and Paul. Hello.
Hang on, it's for Alex.
Aside from Oprah, who is the most inspiring person you have met, famous and non-famous? You. You do inspire me, I have to say.
Thank you.
My grandfather. But I was a child. I was 15 when he passed away. But when I think back about things he did, I find him quite inspirational. I don't know. Who would you say?
For you?
Or no, like
For me.
My parents have been great too. Like my mum's always been like a great mum. So I guess I brought up my kids the way mum brought up me. So when you look at that sort of thing, you know, there's certain values that get passed through from family to family, I think. Don't you think? Like you say that about your parents too.
Yes, your mother taught you the moral compass, didn't she?
Yes, I think she did.
She did. You have a moral code.
I do. So
you
yeah.
rarely, if ever, do the wrong thing.
Yeah, I don't, everyone. I really don't. So
You know what I mean? Alex.
I'm well behaved.
Yeah, I'd say your grandfather had a big impact.
Yeah. But clearly Oprah's had like a big influence because she, you know, years ago did that show about starting your own business, and that inspired me a lot. Have you got anyone famous or not famous for you? We've had those business ones you've told them about in past Saturday videos, you know.
I know people that were in my industry. It was, you know, Jeff Sutherland. He motivated me. I saw what he did and I thought, gee, that's fantastic. Neil Nielsen. When he was my next door neighbour, ran a big car yard.
These are all just regular business people in Melbourne.
Yeah, those people, because I went out and sort of touched and smelt and walked through, and it was very hands-on and it had a very big effect. I don't think there's like a big celebrity that's had a big effect. I mean, I don't look at Donald Trump. I think I look at Donald Trump and I say, it's time to get a haircut. You know, like, let go.
He says it like it is.
Well, do you know what I mean? So, no, I don't think there's anyone like that. I mean, I like musicians, I like the Beatles and things, but and there's people I would have.
Alright, so that's
anyway,
that one. I reckon we've covered that
question.
now. Sabine. Hello Sabine, guten Tag.
Is that the rock chick?
Yep.
Yeah.
Ja, es ist Sabine und hallo Karen. Karen sprechen Deutsch auch.
Wie geht's?
Ja, wie geht es dir? Danke, es geht
Ja.
mir gut. Okay. Megan, did you ever have a different hair colour? No, you know why? Because I've never coloured my hair.
When she was younger, as in like a little Vegemite, her hair was redder.
Was it?
Strawberry.
I think it was more blonde.
Strawberry blonde. And
I've always had blonde hair. Then, when I was about 15, I started using that stuff. You know, when you're 15, you want your hair to be blonde, called Sun-In.
What about that picture when you were about 3 and your mother's combed your hair flat?
Yeah, that's just dodgy colouring, I think. Mum will laugh at that photo. It is a tragic photo. Isn't that tragic? Anyway, I use that Sun-In stuff. That's all I've never had my hair coloured at the hairdressers. But possibly I'll need to soon because I am noticing a couple of greys appearing, just like
just go like Leon Russell, go silver.
No.
Silver's
So I
good
don't
look.
know what to do because I don't know that hair colour and Sun-In mix. I don't want my hair to kind of snap off. Are there any hairdressers out there who know the answer to that one, please? Because I'd like to know. So no, I never predict my hair colour. You know, if some people go to me, oh, your hair looks darker, have you had it coloured? I'm like, oh, I don't know, maybe I haven't Sun-In for a while. See, I am honest. I do say, I'm not going to say, oh no, this is my naturally blonde hair. Paul, did you ever have a phase with long hair? I think I love you, so what am I so afraid of?
When I was at school in my last 3 years at school.
Who did he think he was? David Cassidy.
Don't worry about all that rubbish. Anyway,
I think I love you.
my schoolmasters are always on me to do my tie up and have my hair cut.
Yeah.
And what I learned from that is that I do all the boys' ties up in the office all the time, and everyone will know
You do.
that. I did Mark's up the other day, and he's like.
But admit that you used to want to look a little bit like David Cassidy.
And anyway, this master used to ride me and tell me to go and get my hair cut all the time. But as soon as I did finish school, yes, I did go for the slightly longer hair look.
A la David Cassidy?
Well, it was just a longer hair look.
Were you trying to emulate David Cassidy?
He was never in my league.
I'm telling you.
He was trying to copy me.
Yes.
Let's be honest.
Yeah. Okay, Courtney. Oh, Courtney's going through a breakup. Tips on how to get over a breakup when she doesn't want to eat, sleep, or do anything. It is an awful time, isn't it? Do you know what? I remember when Paul and I split up when we were like 19 or 21, actually. 21.
Was that when I put you out to pasture?
No, that was when I put you out to pasture. I didn't lose any sleep that time because we'd only been going out for 3 months at that point. But when we broke up for 6 months when I was 21 and we'd been serious and I actually thought we were going to get married even though we weren't engaged, I remember it was terrible. It was terrible. And I used to have to teach aerobics at 6 a.m. so I'd get through this class, right? And at the end I'd play Nothing Compares to You, you know, that Sinead O'Connor song, and I'd be lying on the floor doing the cool down crying, you know, like I'm 21. You do all those things when you're 21. But it's hard, like
So,
time is the only
go and
real
do some
thing.
sport. Go and do some sport. Go swimming, running. Go and do aerobics.
Yeah,
And
it's hard.
Move
it's
into a
not
whole
nice.
new phase. Go and join a gym. You'll meet a whole new group of people.
Yeah.
Go out to dinner. Go out. You'll see someone.
But you also
all
can't.
of a
You
sudden
don't want
fixed.
someone who doesn't want you, and it's not a personal slight. Like sometimes people are just different. It doesn't mean that he doesn't like you as a person, or sometimes there's just not chemistry.
Do you know what? You'll be grateful that happened.
Absolutely.
That is the truth.
Yeah.
You will be grateful, and so pick yourself up.
10 years from now, you'll
dust
be looking
yourself
back
off.
and you'll go, oh my God, they were so right, I got through it.
Yeah.
And I remember crying over people, you know, thinking, oh my God, I'm never going to get over this. And you do. Don't you?
She did.
I wish someone could have told me that he was coming back. Because then I could have just relaxed and not had all those tears. I could have had a good time for 6 months instead of being a morose thing.
The cat in the hat.
I wasn't actually morose. I did go out and about, but those...
Oh no, you were. You did ring me a lot.
I didn't ring you at all.
I do remember one Christmas Eve.
Yes, but I also remember, you know, you coming around and parking your car and not letting me out of my flat.
I forget that.
Yes, everyone.
Yeah, I forget that.
Don't think I was the only one doing the chasing.
So, you know what? It'll all get better. So
Yeah.
time will heal, but go.
I'm sad you're going through that, but I think everyone has to have a good breakup at
You
some
have
point
to
in
meet
your
a
life.
new group of people. Don't hang around with the old group of people. Meet a new, get a new interest and go for it.
Yes, and try not. When someone says, "Oh, I heard that he was going
No,
out,"
you
tell
don't
them
wanna know
no.
about
You don't
it.
want to know. You don't want to know any of it, do you? I
No.
hate it when people do that. I hate it
They
when your
feel
friends go,
obliged.
"Oh, I saw Jim the other day and he was out with Jessica or whatever."
Oh.
I hate that. I don't know why people feel the need to inflict that on other people. And you guys out there, remember that. If you know something about someone's past person, don't go and tell them. They don't need to hear. They've
No.
heard enough.
No.
Don't you think?
How old is this girl?
I don't know. See, every 10 minutes I have to do this sort of ramble around the table.
You can just edit that out.
No, it's more fun to tell everyone. Makes it real. Real, baby, real. Okay. So, get on with it, Courtney. Meet a new handsome man.
Yeah.
Go and kiss someone else immediately to get your mojo back.
You've got the rest of your life.
Yes.
It's a long time.
Exactly. Exactly. Zoe. Alina. Hello, Zoe. You know Zoe. Yes, you do. Zoe is the one who I saw at Legally Blonde, and she came up to me and she was from New York.
Yep.
And we saw her again at Hugh Jackman's show.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. She said, this is so random. Well, every question's quite random. That's what I like about this. It's kind of a surprise because we don't really look at them. If you were going to adopt a child tomorrow, from where would you want to adopt them, and what would you name them if they're a boy or a girl?
We don't want to adopt a child.
No.
That is for certain.
No.
2 is enough.
But I could think of names. I quite like Charlie, and I like Ned, and I like Coco, and I like... What else do I like?
So where do you want Coco from?
I don't know. I like the name Coco. I think it's cute. So I don't know. I don't want to have another baby because we've been through that stage of our lives, haven't we?
You don't want to prolong... Like you want to
we
enjoy...
loved it when
you
we
want to
did
enjoy,
it.
Yeah, of course, but you want to enjoy all the phases.
So it's hard to imagine because it's not something we discuss.
It's not happening.
That was random. Anina, hello. Gosh, Anina. Anina's one of my first friends on YouTube. She's the one who used to have the really quiet voice. Do you remember? Do you remember?
I'm having a senior moment.
He is. What was the first present you got from each other?
I remember.
Do you?
Yeah.
What?
Megan...
I remember too.
Well, you're going to let me speak?
Yeah,
or you're going to
go on, tell
jump over the top like you always do?
I remember.
You bought me a vitamizer to make daiquiris.
Yes.
There we are, see? I remember.
I don't.
And so what was the first present I gave you?
I don't know.
Exactly. And I think that about sums it up.
I don't know.
Thank you for that question. It just goes to show that I have got a better memory than me.
Maybe he didn't give me anything and I was the generous one buying the vitamizer. Have you ever thought of that?
We'll just let that slip through to the keeper. We won't even buy them.
I don't think he bought me presents when we were just dating. Not early on. It wasn't until we were more serious.
We won't even bite there, will we?
Well, can you remember a present?
We won't even go there.
No, come on, can you?
The vitamizer.
No, can you remember a present that I gave to you?
Listen, I answered the question.
No, that you gave to me.
I answered the question.
Can you remember a present you gave to me?
You think about it.
You tell me.
You've forgotten.
Early on?
Oh, yeah, you've forgotten.
No, well, tell me.
I've forgotten myself.
Exactly. Because why I bought the vitamizer was because Paul used to always take me out for lovely dinners and used to make me pay for half of them as well, what's more. But because he was so generous and he used to love having these sort of barbecues and daiquiris and stuff, that's why I bought that.
I always used to like it because girls always just expected that when you took them out that it was the guy's shout, treat, pay. And so I'd go out and then I'd go, oh, your treat tonight.
Yeah, he did.
And you see Megan's face and it just about dropped to the floor.
Well, I was earning $197.80 at that time of my life. So paying for dinner was that could have been half my wage.
Well, I just had to make sure that you were.
Do I consider that an investment?
You were just. I had to make sure you were there, just not for a free feed. I mean, it does happen, you know.
That was a good question. If I think of something, I'll get back to you, but I really don't think he did until later on.
Yeah.
You don't either. I think you know that. Kelvin. Hello, Kelvin. I love Kelvin. He's going, me. Thank you for answering the question last week. Oh, we love answering the questions. It was his highlight for the week. Oh, that's so cute, isn't it?
Must have had a quiet week, Kelvin.
But I like that. I think that's sweet. Okay, Kelvin's African American. He said he's experienced racial discrimination firsthand. Has there ever been an issue involving race in Australia? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, with Aborigines and...
You know what? It's worldwide.
Exactly.
It's worldwide, and it happens...
It's stupid and it's worldwide.
You know what? That's just the way it is. So, but it's changing.
It is changing.
Yeah.
But yes. But because our population is less, we don't have as many black people? I don't think we do. I don't see
Don't worry,
that.
I get discrimination against real estate agents.
Yeah, and I get discriminated against for doing YouTubes at my age.
It's not even about colour or race. In that one, it's about what you do for work.
Do you know what I noticed this week, though, speaking about doing videos at my age? This week
Your
I,
age. Your age.
This week I went to a
Does
few
that
things
mean
that
you're
I
old or
filmed
you're young?
and took photos. Older for
Older.
YouTube. It's mainly younger people at YouTube. So I went to the Maya fashion launch, which was beautiful. It's such a great night. I always love that. But it started to be that, like, I had bloggers coming up to me going, oh, I know your stuff and I love what you do. And, like, I'm not a fashion blogger. I'm more like a life blogger or vlogger, really. I don't even blog that often. But my Facebook page, I guess a lot of people are becoming familiar with. And a lot of people are starting to get what I do and realise that I'm really not after anything, or I'm just sharing life with everyone.
Mm.
So it was a really good experience for me. I felt like people are finally getting what I do. It's taken a bloody long time, 5 years, but, you know, I love it and I'm not going to stop it because of that. You know, people wondering. Okay, thank you, Kelvin. Have a happy week. We'll look forward to your question next week, won't we? Rochelle, can you talk about how you and Paul prepared for starting a family, please?
Oh, I can tell you
The
that
obvious way.
No, when Megan told me she was pregnant, I was actually like, I had to go for a drive around the block.
She said, I understand, Max and Zoe, you're awesome, but what was your plan from the beginning? Well, the truth of the matter is that we went overseas and we were planning to have a baby. We did want to get pregnant, and then I forgot to take my pill when I was overseas, but we were going to stop after that thing anyway, and I got pregnant the first go. Well, that first month, whether it was the first go or not. But so anyway, so when I came back, Paul's dad's a doctor, and he brought a pregnancy test over to our house.
I should get a job as a FedEx man, like great delivery.
So Paul's dad came round, right, and so Paul was so nervous when we did the pregnancy test that Paul had to go for a drive around the block.
Oh yeah, I was like...
And when he came back, I had to tell him, and he was shocked because he'd just started a business. We'd only been married for, 9 months or something.
When is the best time? It's like...
There's no best time because there's always something else to do.
So Megan was beside herself,
Yeah,
and I
loved
was
it.
as well, but it was the gravity of the situation that I was becoming a father, and
your business was so new and you had a lot of pressure.
But you know what Megan said, you know, no time's the best. Like, you can't exactly plan for all of this. Anyway, you know what? It was motivating. It made me work harder.
Yeah, Guy Sebastian just had a baby. For all of you who love Guy Sebastian, I think he had
And
it
his
today or
comment
yesterday.
was,
That he's in love.
of course,
That's so beautiful.
it's very compelling,
Yeah.
and everyone will tell you all about that, and they'll tell you about that day, and they'll tell you it was the best day in their life, and all of that. And you know what? It just sort of washes over the top of you, and then when you have one of your own,
It is the best day of your life. It is, isn't it?
It's like lift off.
Yeah, it is. It's gorgeous. Okay, Jonathan James. Hello. I have another musical theatre question. He was wondering, besides Wicked and Hairspray and Love and Never Dies, what musicals have you seen? I've seen loads of them. I've seen Godspell, Sound of Music, 9 to 5, Shrek.
Jesus Christ Superstar.
Oh, I've got Grease, the
Jersey
the
Boys.
chorus line. Yeah,
The ones that
Rod
Cirque du
Stewart
Soleil,
one.
Beatles, Love.
loads of them.
The one with the mask, you know.
Phantom of the Opera.
Phantom of the Opera.
We've seen a lot. Do you know what? I'll tell you the ones that I haven't seen that I want to see. That's probably more what you're after.
I really like the new one, Ghost.
I love Ghost. Everyone's got to go and see that. That's opening in New York, and Paul's going to check on the camera. Ghost is amazing, and it's just about to open with the same cast I saw in London. Brilliant. So the musicals that I actually haven't seen that I want to see, that you're not even going to believe, is I really want to see Les Mis. I've never seen that, and everyone tells me it's great. I think you need to come over more. I don't think
I'm just
you're going to
organising myself. Just relax.
You might be only in half the shot over there.
Yeah, well, don't stress.
All right.
Won't be a problem.
So, yeah, I've seen lots of them. Okay, Jamie. I met Jamie this week. Jamie is a friend of mine from Sydney who loves musicals, and we met for the first time. We went to a chorus line together. We didn't actually sit together, but, you know, it was nice. She's a gorgeous girl. Loved seeing her. If someone were to move to Melbourne, whereabouts would you recommend for them to live? Are you moving to Melbourne after our scintillating visit?
Well, it depends
what's
what
a
you're
good
looking
area?
for. Well, you know what? If you're a greenie and you liked all the environment and trees and all that, you'd move to Warrandyte
Yeah.
or
Depends what
Mount
you want,
Dandenong.
how much you got to spend. There's lots
If
of
you want
things,
action,
isn't
you
there?
might move right down in the CBD, you know,
Or
an
St
apartment in the
Kilda.
city, or St Kilda, or Elwood, or
Yeah.
South
It
Yarra.
would
is
depend
fun.
on what you like. South Yarra is
You
a
know,
really fun
sporting
place to do.
venues, you know, theatres, sporting venues,
Yeah.
tennis, footy.
I don't know. It would depend on what your requirements were, wouldn't it?
That's like saying, I really like driving, what car will I buy? And I end up
Yeah,
bringing a
true.
truck. And you go, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
I wanted a sports car. You need to tell us what you want. That's going to be your next question.
There we are. Hi, Jamie. Have a happy weekend. Margot, do you and Paul shop together?
Yeah.
Or does Paul ever just go out and buy his own new clothes? Could I answer that?
Well,
Or do you buy them, Megan, and does Paul ever pick out clothes for you to buy?
no, we shop together. We shop together. Megan loves to shop.
We shop together if
Actually,
we're on
tell
a
me,
trip, but Paul does not
what
shop with
woman-
me when I am buying my clothes. I'm quite capable of doing that on my own, but yes, I do shop with Paul for his
What
clothes.
woman does not like shopping? It's like
Some women don't.
it's like a worldwide illness. Retail
I
therapy.
like shopping even when I'm not buying though. You know that. I like looking at everything.
You know, my analogy is, you know, when you take a dog to the park and the dog looks at all the trees and
Karen's going to love this
they've
analogy.
got to piss on every tree in the park, and you wonder how could they do it so many times. Megan goes shopping. She likes to pull the garment out. She
Yeah.
likes to look at it, try it on, talk about it, put
Put
it
it
back in the
back.
garment, but not even buy it. She just likes
Sometimes.
to shop. And then we'll be having
like
dinner with
knowing
someone.
what's going on in fashion.
We'll be having dinner with someone, and they'll say, "Oh, did you see this?" Yes, Megan said, "Yes, I saw that." And
Yeah,
they've
I'm
got
aware.
two different colourways
Yeah.
and all of that. But yeah, look, Megan tends to drag things home for me and say, "This is nice," or we shop
When
together.
we're shopping,
If we're
Paul and I
away,
have a nice shop in LA. That's where Paul usually buys a big chunk of clothes, and that's it for the year, and off he goes again.
I'm pretty low maintenance, really.
Well, because he wears a suit all day, every
Pretty
day,
low.
so he really doesn't need that much.
In our bedroom, my wardrobe's about this big.
How big's
Megan's-
mine?
Well,
Oh, your arms don't go there.
my arm span's not that big, is it?
Well, you know what? I'm a girl. Sally Ann. This one is for Max and Zoe, and neither of them are here.
Is that Sally Ann Barker?
It is. What's your
My friend from FNQ.
What's your favourite dish?
That's not.
If they come home, I'll ask them while we're videoing.
Well, I
They
can
don't
tell you
know.
right now. Max loves spaghetti and meat sauce.
Yeah, they do like my spaghetti.
Rack
of lamb.
Zoe, yeah, rack of lamb. I would say Zoe loves rack of lamb.
What's the thing I did last week that they liked? There was something.
Spaghetti.
Oh, we like the Thai chicken curry,
Thai chicken curry. Spaghetti.
barbecue.
Barbecue, yes. They really
Oh, they made
throw-
hamburgers. That was a big hit.
Yeah, they like
so
that.
Max wasn't as keen on them for some reason.
It's
He
'cause
loved it when he ate it, and then he felt
He
sick.
vacuumed it down in about 30 seconds.
That's so true.
Oh, you
Okay.
you planning on cooking for us, Sally Ann Barker?
I think
I
she's
just
coming
wanted
down
to
soon.
get the menu set.
Actually, what's the date? It's not today, is it?
Today's the 4th.
No, I think she's down next weekend. Yes.
Grand Prix.
You'll be able to ask your own Saturday question in real life, perhaps. Jonathan, you should have asked what musicals you haven't seen. See, that's what I said. That's what I did. I hadn't even read that. That's a good point. And there we are. Great minds
Touche.
think alike, yes. Christine Tomlinson, Megan, following Sally Ann's question about favourite meals, do you cook gluten-free for the whole family?
Yep, that's all I eat, gluten-free.
And you know what? You're healthier for it. But
I don't get a choice.
tell them where I do the option for you.
Spaghetti. She'll do the gluten-free one, which is like no good.
Now tell me, are you aware that you're eating gluten-free food every night? Like, are you aware?
Yeah, sometimes you just hanker for something that's a bit normal.
Like what? Don't
don't
make
know.
it sound so tragic. Can you... That's so unfair because he actually really likes what I cook. That wasn't nice.
I'm very polite though.
That wasn't nice because you make it sound like I cook you up bits of cardboard and we're all suffering eating these tragic, tough old things. I'm waiting for you to tell
I'm not even
everybody.
going to go there. No, I'm not going to go there. Go to the next
No,
question.
tell them that because there's people out there who are just being diagnosed with being gluten intolerant, and now you make it sound like the food's
it's not
really
too
awful.
bad. It's not too bad.
Totally the same, and I've just learned to substitute it or cook things that don't have it. A lot of things don't even have gluten. Like my rack of lamb that I do with honey and ginger and orange, that doesn't even have gluten in it.
It's pretty proud of that, can you tell?
It's a big family favourite.
And that's
that
got
one.
the honey, ginger and orange.
Yes, that's one of my mother's recipes.
Next question.
So there we are. Hayden. Would you
Hayden
say
who?
Reeves? Would you say hi to me and my friend at the Logies in April? Well, yes, if I see you there, of course I will. And make sure you say it's me, Hayden, because at the moment your profile picture looks like it's got about 4 people in it, and then I don't know.
I'll tell you the polite way to do this. You know when you meet someone out, and sometimes you're not quite sure, it's always difficult. I always go up and I go, "Hi, Paul Castron."
I do too. And then the people go,
say
Megan Castron, obviously.
Hi, well, yes. Hi, Paul, how are you? See, it's an etiquette thing. So when you see,
I hate
you
it when
say,
someone doesn't say their name.
Jewelchic, Hayden here.
Yeah.
She'll go, Hayden from Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, because seriously, like you can't remember everyone. And even though I want to,
no, but when you're doing red carpet, you're bombarded.
Yeah,
like
and it's like
faces coming from all
Yeah.
all directions. So, hey, Hayden.
But it even happens to me like at the fruit shop or the supermarket, and women come up and go, "Oh, hi, Megan," and "Oh, I saw you went on a trip or you did something," and I'm like, then I have to really rack my brain. If they don't say their name, I'm sitting there thinking, do I know them from real life? Do I know them from a lunch? Do I know them from Facebook? Like sometimes it just totally baffles me.
What about?
And I wish people would, like I do that. Say I meet someone and I don't think they're recognising me. I go, "Hi, Megan. I met you at the Logies last year."
One of our good friends, we've known him, I'd reckon, for more than 10 years. He comes in and he goes, "Hi, Paul. How are you, Andrew Sutherland?" I said, "I know what your bloody name is."
He says it to us and we know him super well, and it's funny.
He does that as a matter of course, and it's automatic.
Yeah, it's fabulous. I love it.
And you know what? If you're having a senior moment or you just can't quite put it all together, so that's important. But Megan says hello to everyone.
Will.
Megan says hello to everyone.
We'll do a photo and I like
just
that.
identify where you know.
But where I stand, because I stand with the media, so I may not be in the same area. But absolutely, if I get there and you see me, yell out and I'll come over. What'd you say?
Hey, Georgie.
Claire answered someone else's question before about about Jamie's question about where would you live. She said the best places to live would be Camberwell and surrounding suburbs. I think Claire may live in Camberwell, just quietly.
She's a Camberwell chick.
Yeah, Camberwell's beautiful. It's very leafy and beautiful, isn't it?
Lots of Victorian
Gorgeous.
homes, lovely shopping. Yeah, big blocks.
And she's right, beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
Transport.
Ali, I have 2 questions, one for each of you. Megan, do you take any vitamins? You always seem to have too much energy.
By the truckload?
I do. I take Q10, E, B. I've started taking cinnamon because Dr. Oz says it helps metabolise sugar.
Do you take vitamin F?
I do. What else do I take? Vitamin A, fish oil.
Magnesium?
I haven't been taking magnesium, but I'm finding that my run is making me feel less stiff than I used to feel. Like I am less achy. I'm telling you, that run thing is really working for me. Okay, Paul, here's your question. When you were starting out in the real estate industry, did you find it hard to balance having a relationship with your career?
Yeah. Well, I was going out with someone for quite a long period of time, and that was the end of that because I worked Saturday and Sunday. But I was single.
Did she not like that?
No.
Oh.
Well, a lot of people don't like that.
And a lot of the girls who go out with boys that work in real estate say that to them, don't they?
Truth be known, it was probably on the rocks anyway, and it was a good excuse to finish it. But
I never thought about it.
The point about it all is yes, 100%. You've got to be single-mindedly focused. The good thing about real estate is that it's intense because it's continuous, and I mean people ring you at random times in the morning, in the evening,
Christmas
all the
Day.
time while you're having dinner, all the time. So you've got to.
Sorry to interrupt you on a Sunday.
I hate that way someone always says sorry.
Go on.
Yeah, there's 2 things I hate. People that ring the phone and they go, "Oh, sorry for calling," because that's rubbish, because they wouldn't have rung if they were sorry.
I guess they just feel that's polite.
And then the other thing people say, they ring you and you answer the phone, they go, "You're free to talk." Well, I wouldn't have answered the phone if I wasn't free to talk.
No, some people answer the phone when they're not free to talk. I think that's fair enough.
Then the person answering should say, "Look, I'm really busy at the moment, can I call you back," or not answer the phone. Because otherwise it's a waste of time.
Oh, you know
anyway,
what? I reckon you're getting a bit technical there.
The point about it is, yes, real estate, it's like delivering babies, you know. If you said you were going to be a gynae obstet specialist and you were going to work from Monday to Thursday and only deliver babies from 10 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon, you'd be out of business.
Like the one that delivered Zoe who said that to me.
Most people most people buy a house or transact in real estate when they're not working. And guess when they're not working? You know, before 9 in the morning and after 5 in the evening and Saturday and Sundays. So you need to have someone that's patient and tolerant of that. And you know what? Megan was abundantly tolerant, and
that's
she
fine. I'm
never
fine
ever
with my own company too,
put
so
pressure.
that's probably
never
why.
ever put pressure, because it wasn't as though I was down the pub, you know, having a drink.
And
or
I used
out,
to just get a job on
or
Saturdays.
Out playing golf, you know.
I got a fabulous job. I used to earn a lot of money on a Saturday afternoon.
So Megan used to do.
I used to work in a shop, and
keep over talking.
I do today because I'm trying to get to the next question because we've got like look how many more.
So there we are.
Yes, but I did have a job on Saturdays, and I used to.
Yeah. Well, next question. Quick.
Was that a good one, Karen? Did she like? She would have loved that little smash of conflict then.
Go.
Paul. Yes. What are your thoughts on Bob Carr?
It's not my kind of guy.
Becoming foreign minister.
It's funny, isn't it, that his name's Bob Carr and he doesn't even have a car licence? Can you believe that? He's 63 years of age and he doesn't have a driver's licence. Like, you know what?
What is that? Helicopters are so pretty. Can you hear the helicopters?
Yeah, do you know what? I think that's weird in itself. He's been out of politics for 10 years. I think sometimes you've got to say, call it a day and maybe let the young blood come through.
Why did they choose him?
Oh, I don't think I think it's all part of the controlling. Look, do you know what? There are massive endemic problems with the federal government at the moment, as is evidenced by what happened with Rudd and Julia Gillard. Who speaks like that anyway? I mean,
look,
you couldn't go to an elocution. You couldn't be educated to speak like that. It is not possible. It is not possible. You can get I'm sure you're getting the idea of maybe my persuasion, but let me tell you, I think they've made another big mistake, because Bob Carr is a mate of the Labor Party, and so it's only about giving another mate a job who hasn't been in politics for 10 years, and they bypassed people within their own party that were probably better qualified than what he is. So I would suggest Bob should get his driver's licence.
What do you think, Barry? Lauren, did either of you have a nickname as a child? No, I didn't.
Baker's Man. As a child, Baker's Man.
Yeah, Baker's Man.
Because I used to like
pat a cake.
Baker's Man, bake me a cake as fast as you can.
Paul's mum still calls him that sometimes.
Yeah, bakes. Yes.
I didn't have one. Oh, yes, I did, actually.
What was yours?
My dad used to call me Tortequai. She's my Tortequai.
Oh, yes.
That was
when
cute.
he told you wrote that song and then you heard it playing.
And it was the Carlton football song, and I said he'd written it for me, everyone.
Next question.
You'll like hearing that story. If you don't... Tina. I love Tina. She always sends us beautiful comments. Always. She's a constant chick on here. If you didn't know how old you are, how old would you be?
23.
No, I reckon I'm my age now, because I like where I am now. I'm quite happy being 45. I like the maturity, I like the things I've learned, and I like the fact that I don't put up with crap anymore, and I like the fact that if I don't want to do something, I don't do it. I never used to be like that, so I like that I have grown into this, so I'm happy with declaring being 45 and saying I am 45 in my head, because I think I am.
Next question.
45 is still young. Ask me that in 10 years and I go 45.
Next question.
Yeah. Hang on. And what was the other part of that question? What are the biggest things you've learned in life up to this point? Probably those things I just said. To say no when you don't want to do something. To be authentic with yourself. To live your life the way you want to live it, not how everyone tells you should.
And don't be a waiter. You know what I mean by that? No. That doesn't mean literally being a waiter. But I find there's two layers of people. Like the people, like when you're in a restaurant and you might be a bit fussy and the waiter comes over and you say, look, can I order this, but I don't want any of that on the side, and
you're trying to tell about the waiter, not the person.
The waiter,
ordering.
but the waiter writes it all down and he goes, "Will that be all, sir?" And he smiles. And then when he goes into the kitchen, he says to the chef, "Oh, the idiots out there on table 13, they're driving me insane."
So you're saying you should
and
be
then when he
people.
goes back through the door, he get back to the table, he goes, "Hello, and how did you enjoy your meal?" I call those people waiters because they're not true to themselves and they have this facade that's just a load of crap.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, be true to yourself. I mean, that doesn't mean you have to be awful all the time, but
yeah, maybe it is good to have that facade if you're not.
Politicians are waiters. You know, they turn up to a rally and 50% of the people love them, 50% of the people hate them. Some people are throwing tomatoes and fruit at them and hurling abuse at them, and they all smile. Yeah. "Oh yes, hello, how are you? Nice to see you." And they're all waving at the people who,
Okay, Tracy Crandall from Canada. We had a little chat this morning on Facebook. It was lovely.
Megan's online guard.
Yes, I love her. She always tells me if there's some narky comment. I love it. I
Can
like my Facebook guard
Can you
dogs.
look out for me too, Tracy?
She
Can you
would.
quickly do a search?
She absolutely would. She says, "We love anything we talk about. That's so cute." She's dying to see the Spandy Andy video, and I'm dying to put it up, and I'm just trying to work out how to get around it with the music.
Do you know
I
what?
did an interview with him, so I can definitely put that up.
When he's got his girlfriend.
Josh and I did. Sorry.
His girlfriend's really lovely, and she was sitting here at the table. And when Spandy Andy started in all his regalia, all of that too, he started doing the old pelvic thrusts, and his girlfriend said to me, "Oh, I'm so sorry, Bob. I'm so sorry." And she hung her head, and it was just fantastic. Like this guy's
because
he's
authentic.
just washboard. He's just like washboard abs. Oh yeah, like
he's doing what he loves.
He did the full routine, and it was fantastic.
Did you learn any dance moves? She wants to know. Tracy
No,
says.
but Maxie
Max did.
Max got it straight away. You know, he was able
Max
to do the dance
good.
moves. I think Max might start dancing.
Annie Turgeon says she's addicted to Saturday videos.
Yay!
I like that. I think it's really nice. So many people come up to us.
Well, there's no harm in it. Let's put it that
exactly.
way. If you've got the time, and
One of Zoe's friends, Zara, came up to me. Sarah came up and said, Zara came up to me and said that she loves our Saturday videos, and a few people at this Maya Fashion Parade did, and it like blows me away every time. I love it. I think it's so nice.
It's pretty harmless.
Yeah, but I think it's lovely. Thanks for making them. She said, "My question: what are the main values, qualities that helped you become successful?" Determination, setting goals, being focused, being happy, knowing where we were heading, and being patient for it to succeed. So many people want things to just happen. You know, we talk about this so often, but so many people think that they're going to get from here to here, like in one jump, and you're just not. So a lot of people aren't patient, and I think that's a really good quality to enjoy the journey. Like, don't you think?
Yep. You know what? It doesn't matter what it is. Try and make the people around you and your customers and the people that you're transacting with have a good experience. Have a good experience. Yeah. So I had an auction yesterday with one of my...
We're cuddling.
I had an auction yesterday, and I had never seen the property before, and one of my great young guys, Paul, his name's Paul, he was there, and he was a bit nervous and a bit flat. Anyway, as soon as I arrived at the property, he had lots of people there. Yeah. And when he arrived at the property, I walked in, I go, "Wow, this looks fantastic, Paul. Gee, you've done a great job of presenting it."
Yeah.
And I started raving like that, and of course I did it, and there was all people in there all looking around, and we sold the property. And Paul said to me later, I mean, it's a very long, involved story, but he said, I was feeling as flat as a tack, and then when you arrived and you said it was so fantastic, all of a sudden I felt good. Now, whether you're running a restaurant and customers come in, "Hi, how are you? Come on in, sit down, what can I get you?" Or whether you're running a real estate business, or whether you're selling cars, or whether you're in retail, if you give people a good experience, they'll remember it and they'll come back. And I think that is...
Do you think Oprah will come back for tacos?
Well, why wouldn't she?
Sorry, I had to get it in.
Yeah, well, you know what? Oprah's not a waiter.
She's not a waiter.
She's real.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think, Oprah's biggest constraint is time.
Yeah.
She doesn't have enough time.
Yeah.
So I think, I love it when people are positive, energised, they bring good energy into the room, nothing's a problem, and they try to solve the problem and conquer. I think that would be the single, if you can focus on that, you'll get you'll get where you want to get.
Lynn Daniel has just given me some good news that she is going to be at Oprah's life class in Missouri. That is going to be so fantastic.
Good for you.
Who else is going? Who out there of you are going to the life class in Missouri and New York? And I believe there's one in Toronto as well. Let me know if you're going.
Wouldn't you love to do that?
Wouldn't I?
You would absolutely blow...
where there's a will, there's a way.
Megan would blow her brains to be at those. Make
I would.
No mistake.
So let me know if you're going, because I'll be really keen to hear. Sarah Clark said, can you film somewhere you go like you did last week? I filmed last night for you. I filmed the people that came over for dinner. I did a little bit of that. Because I like that too.
You're going to tag that on?
Yeah, I'll put it on the end.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. That was nice. What is the best way to stay motivated? Give yourself a goal. Like, okay, here's what I think.
You've got to have a task to complete.
Yeah.
Because you see, if you've got to have a marker to get to. You've got to have a reason. There's got to be direction. There's got to be purpose. You've got to have, in the morning, if you don't have to get out of bed, if you don't need to earn $1, if you don't have to help your kids, if there's not a task that you need to do, if there's not a charity you can't help, you know what? You just stay in bed. Now, you need black and white, you need happy and sad, you need busy and relaxation, you need the contrast in your life. And so therefore the answer to this question
I was wondering where you were heading. I was wondering if you'd
make sure there is a purpose.
Yes.
You've got to have a purpose.
Can I illustrate what I was going to say? Because with my running 1 mile every day, because it only takes maximum, it doesn't take maximum 10 minutes anymore, it's now taking me 8.5 maximum. You know what I think is really interesting? I saw a post on, I don't know, Facebook or Pinterest or something, and it says, it doesn't get easier, you just get better. And I thought that's so true because my running is becoming stronger. Anyway, enough about me. What I was going to say was that the way I'm staying motivated is, one, I've made myself accountable to all you guys, and I would really be devastated if I didn't do that run every day now. I would be really upset with myself.
You would.
So even if I travel, whatever, I will always, if I have to leave on a plane really early, I'll just get up 10 minutes earlier.
While you're 100% accountable with the audience here, are you going to run every day for 365 days?
Yes, that's the plan.
You've just heard it.
Yeah, I've run every day of January, February. I can't see why I can't do it every day of the year. Why not?
Next.
Michael Cook.
Cookie boy.
Smart ass here. Look, he's written, how many bird's eye chilies should I use in a Balinese seafood curry? Well, you are the cook, Michael Cook, and I think that you are the one who could tell us that.
Half a dozen, I'd reckon.
Half a dozen?
That'll make us thirsty for some wine.
And is nutmeg okay to use as well? Absolutely.
Yeah, just chuck it in.
No
problem.
We'll come. Your food's great. We'll be there.
Yeah, Michael's a good cook.
Grated, I assume. He's such a smarty. We haven't seen you for ages. Where are you?
Where are you, cookie boy?
Yes. Michael had an accident and hurt his hand, and he's got pins in his hand. And he's a jeweller, a fabulous jeweller.
More like wires or rods rather than pins. Poor bugger.
Yes. Hello.
Distressing.
I don't know if he watches the videos or whether he just leaves this comment. You have to let us know if you see this.
Might be he's bench working and listening.
Maybe.
Hello, cookie boy.
Paul Castron, it says here. I think I'll just ramble.
Hang on. Put your pussy forward. No, that was water skiing, what Michael. You said, what will we do the Saturday video? Will we do? We've got something to talk about, or we just ramble. So
you said, I think I'll just ramble.
And what did I say after that?
That's what I always do. Karen White saw that we hadn't made the video actually on set.
That's our Karen.
She said that she wanted to ask a question. Okay, so as you know, I'm studying nursing.
Good for you.
There's been a lot of news about nursing.
Hang on, stop. Is there any chance that one of these Saturday videos revved you up to get you moving on that? That's my question to you. Because I remember...
You getting cross with us.
Yes, and... Because I talked about... It
actually created a very good friendship, that debate we had together.
So was that Saturday responsible for Miss Karen? Yes, Karen. You, friend, our Karen, motivating yourself to do nursing, because I reckon that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So what was the question?
Yeah. I reckon you might be right.
Yes.
Is he right?
Yes.
As you know, I'm studying nursing. There's been a lot of news about nursing, pay disputes, ratios, nurse-to-patient ratios, blah, blah, blah. On a personal level, what have your experiences been with nurses, and do you have any memories that stand out regarding nurses, positive or negative, and the work they've done for you or your family?
Okay, here's the answer. My dad's 87 this year, and he practiced medicine for 55 years or thereabouts, I think. maybe more. He became a doctor in 1954. So, gee, what is that? He was maybe 58 years as a doctor, and my mum was a nurse. So
and that's how
they actually hate all. My dad and my mum are so anti all of this unionism and placard and marching, because their attitude was there was a job to do, and they always did it to the best of their ability, and they never discriminated because, you know, Mum, they used to bring in, you know, like people that were just living in the parks and things that were overdosing or whatever, and they would always help them to the max. So I've had nothing but, because my dad was a doctor and he referred me
even
to,
when, you know, when you're delivering the babies, the nurses are so, they're what keep you going through the whole thing.
They are.
I remember my nurses.
The midwives, a tower of strength. So, and then when my dad had bypass surgery, and the nurses in there, and the intensive care unit and the cardio unit, I mean,
you're going to be a great nurse. Karen's going to be a great nurse.
Nothing but good experiences, because it is rewarding. Because
I can imagine you in a nurse's dress, actually. Can't you? So Karen in a nurse's dress.
Stop it.
She'll have like a little short nurse's outfit. I can imagine, can't you? Like a sexy nurse.
Oh, don't go there. Don't go there. I won't say any more. We saw this movie today.
Oh.
What was it called?
Shame.
Shame.
It's a shame we went, really.
Go and see it and then talk to us. It was at the Kino in
Collins
Street.
Someone out there
It's actually...
I want to know if anyone's seen Melancholia, because that is the most interesting film I've seen lately.
Shame is about a sex addict, believe it or not.
Yeah, it was.
Never met one myself.
Look,
anyway,
you know what?
What's the rest of it? Did we answer Karen's question? We've only had good experiences. You know what?
Go and see
don't
that
worry about all the,
loud and up close.
Don't worry about all the marching and all the placarding. They'll sort it out. Just focus on being a good nurse.
Oh, and then at the end, Karen's given Courtney advice, the girl who has had the heartache, and she said, I love the way everyone kind of cares for each other on my page. I really like that. So, everyone, that is Saturday video. Where are you going?
I think it just stopped.
Did it? I don't think it did.
No, it didn't.
Yes.
But I think it's going to.
Oh, you can turn it off. Don't turn it off, because I'm just saying goodbye to everyone.
Hang on. There we are.
He had to do that, didn't he? He had to turn it on and off, just to have a bit of fun.
I thought it was...
Have you got any additional things to say?
Yeah, I went to... I really love the young guys. I really love
What are we talking about?
Do you want to let me finish, and maybe you'll find out? In my office, I like recruiting the young kids because they're so enthusiastic.
Go on. You were just so full on then I thought I had to copy you like we were newsreaders or something, you know.
I had an interview. Maxie said, look, there's this really nice kid named Seb, and he'd be really good in real estate, Dad. So I said, let's have an interview. So after the interview, I was so impressed. I said, I'll come back to you, Seb. And when he left, I thought, I don't even know what I'm going to get him to do, actually. But I just really liked him, and he had really good energy, you see. And the interesting thing is, people who have good energy, the doors open. People who have bad energy, the doors close, and they don't even know why the doors close for them all the time, because they never get the opportunities. And people never ring and say, oh, come on over, you know, come with me, you know, or, you know, I've just got some free tickets to the movies, or I can get you a gig here, you know, people. So anyway, Seb had really lovely energy. So he's happy, he smiles, and he's tenacious, and he's very sharp, and he's very bright. Well, he invited Megan and I, and Max and Zoe too, but they were unable to go to his first exhibition. And
it was lovely.
He had the deputy chief magistrate, Elena Popovich, open. I think I pronounced that right. Open his exhibition, and his stuff is fantastic.
Yeah, he's good.
This kid's got so much energy. He works all day, and then he goes home and works till midnight, 2 in the morning.
He's very smiley too.
And Elena made a speech, and when she talked about Seb, she said most children rebel what their parents are, and she said, well, they did in her case, in any event, meaning, you know, whatever your parents were, your kids might quite often be the opposite.
Did she talk to you about that when you were talking to her?
Well, what happened, she said, and her Seb's dad's a lawyer and his mum's an artist and a suit, and there's Seb. He's turned, she said, to bloody real estate. And Seb's Seb's got the tie, the suit, and looks immaculate, and he really is a man on a mission.
Yeah.
And he's got purpose, and he gets out of bed in the morning, and he tackles his job, and I really like that. And so I wanted to talk about that, and really talk about everyone to think about really just this one thing. When you have good energy and you are a good person and you are pumped up about whatever it is, it doesn't have to be big or small, whatever, but you just pump when you walk into a room, it lights up the room.
Pump up someone about their success. It doesn't have to be your own success. You go,
gee,
wow,
you look
great.
fantastic today. Have you lost weight? Or
but be genuine, don't just sort of fluffy.
You know, how's work going? Or genuine,
sincere compliments,
connecting and interest. Because the positive energy that you choose to bring into a room has a massive impact, more than you will ever know, on all levels, on work, on your relationship with your partner, your friends. It absolutely, like, people meet someone with good energy and they say, oh, that was such a good meeting.
Yeah, I can't wait to see them again. Let's catch up
reconnect.
Again. Yeah, true.
So there we are. See you later.
Hey, did you all watch, speaking of people with good energy, my video that I made with Josh Horner, who's a judge on our Australia's Dancing with the Stars? He has great energy. We get along so well together, and we made a really fun video. So check that one out. And what are you doing? Paul's making faces at me behind the camera. So check that one out, and I'll put the link to it under here. Have a happy week, everyone, and here's some stuff that we did yesterday. Bye. So there's Paul doing some dishes, seeing as everyone wanted to see what we're doing tonight on Saturday night. We're having a dinner party.
Did you see my comment?
What was your comment?
Well, you said it was about 27 comments there, and I think your comment was, do we just talk about a topic or do we just ramble?
Yeah.
You'll have to see my comment.
I haven't seen it. So we've got friends over. Sandy, there's Zoe, Gina and Sophie, and I am Sophie's godmother. This is Sophie there, that's Sophie. And there's Stu, the father. Here's my amazing broccoli with chilli and garlic. And it's char grilled. You'll love this. And pumpkin. And then we've got a Thai green curry. It's all happening.
Thanks for asking.
So this is Saturday night. Yay!
I usually do.
We're eating my cheesecake here on Saturday night. And I put them to the test saying I wanted to know, they've got a favourite cheesecake that they love. So I want to know. Go around the table.
How was it, Stu?
Cheesecake?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Naughty but good.
It's not actually naughty. I made it
Not
with
naughty.
low fat.
We like being naughty.
Better have more then.
Gina?
Yeah, you can have plenty more.
Oh, Indians? Indians?
Is it better than where you said you loved it the most?
Out of 10, what would you rate it?
Oh, 10.
Better than
Really?
Brunetti's.
Yeah, it's really good.
Better than Brunetti's.
Oh, really? Sophie? Yes. Hello, Sophie. Hey, Soph. Soph, how's your boyfriend? Soph.
Come on, move on.
Santorini.
My boyfriend is.
How's...
No, Gina.
I'm well, thanks.
What I was saying before.
I'm well, thanks. Anyway, moving right along. How was the cake, Santorini?
10 out of 10.
Oh, there we are.
See? And it's low fat, everyone. I made it with low fat cream cheese, like that 95% fat
And what about
free.
the crust?
The crust is naughty because I made that. I made it with gluten-free. Look,
I'm a bit nervous about eating the cake.
Tell the gluten-free people what I did. I made it with rice cookies that you can get in Australia. They're
And butter?
Yeah, and butter. Tastes better than rice.
That's the low-fat, low-cholesterol butter.
Yeah.
It's working. How's it working for you, Sharon?
Hang on, no. We've just heard, everyone, that there's a naked bike ride in Melbourne.
You didn't just hear, I told you.
Are you going to do it, Paul?
Why not?
You are not.
No?
Next year, Paul, we haven't registered, so...
Don't worry, it's got...
Sandy and Paul have said they're going to do it.
No, Megan, you are going to do it with me.
I'll do it if I get body painted. Like, I would like to have like an Australian flag or something.
Now I know why I didn't eat that cheesecake. Well, you don't get a body like that ready for the ride tomorrow.
What about extensions, Paul?
I don't need them. Are you talking about the hair?
Yes, the hair.
Stu's having a heart
Implants.
attack over
What about
there at these
implants?
two because they're both bouncing off each other.
Paul's
They're
never
both.
been to Fitzroy.
Meet up in Edinburgh Gardens, just at the Rotunda. You can bring body painting, clothes that are easy to get on and off, and a helmet and shoes.
Gina, will you carry my dress?
2001.
Is that two helmets?
Sandy's kids are having a heart attack at the thought, even.
I know, but look, it's fair income. Here it is here. See?
World Naked
Does it-
Bike
Bike
Ride Melbourne.
If Oprah was in town, I'd extend the invitation to Oprah and come and ride with us, which I'm sure she'd like to do, and see a bit more of Melbourne and Australia.
Yeah.
That would be.
I'm sure all our Facebook and YouTube friends would love to join us.
Oh, who,
Okay,
who
in
wouldn't?
fact,
year.
yeah,
wouldn't?
yeah.
Next year.
And
Well,
it-
I'll
and
be-
it says
will we all be naked?
highlighting the dangers cyclists face on the road every day.
Look at the hands.
Positive body image and the negative effects of burning fossil fuels for transport. Well,
There you
that
are.
sums it up, doesn't it?
Well, that's like a nice little
regards.
addition for the end of our video. Now everyone's going to
World
think,
Naked Bike Ride, and you can follow on Facebook.
yeah.
Look at that. Be there or be square, Sharon.